question is asked, where do we find the self? Usually people try to search for the self as you search for objects. If you have lost something, where there is light, you throw light where you feel it is there, and then you try to find it. But actually the self is that foundation of your very thought process through which your mind is lit and through which you are perceiving objects in the world. That is the self. So we can't find it where we see light. We have to turn our gaze inward in order to see the very source of the perception process, the very seat of our perceptions. So the methodology for finding the self is you have to turn a little inward. Turn the mind itself inward. There is this very funny story. A man lost a key and he lost it somewhere in his house, and he started searching for it where the street light was. He started searching for it under the street light. So his friend came there and said, well, why are you searching here? And he said, I lost my key, but there is light here. That is why I'm searching for it here. Where did you lose it? I lost it in the house, in my home. But there's light here, so I'm searching for it here. Now, however foolish this may appear, we are doing something very similar. We are trying to find the infinite one in objects of the senses, in thoughts of the mind, in experiences of life, all of which are actually lit and powered only by that pure consciousness which we already are. So the method to search the self is to turn within, and you cannot try to find it where you see physical light, because you have lost it somewhere else. Vivekananda says in this context, it is through the self that you know anything. I see the chair, but to see the chair, I have first to perceive myself and then the chair. It is in and through the self that the chair is perceived. It is in and through the self that you are known to me, that the whole world is known to me. And therefore, to say this self is unknown and to be known is sheer nonsense. Take off the self and the whole universe vanishes. In and through the self comes all knowledge. Therefore, it is best known to all. It is yourself and that which you call I. You may wonder how this I of me can be the I of you. You may wonder how this limited I can be the one unlimited infinite. But it is so. The limited is a mere fiction. The infinite has been covered up, as it were, and a little of it is manifesting as the I. Limitation can never come upon the unlimited. It is a fiction. The self is known, therefore, to every one of us, man, woman or child, and even to animals. Without knowing him, we can neither live nor move nor have our being. Without knowing this Lord of all, we cannot breathe or live a second. The God of the Vedanta is the most known of all and is not the outcome of imagination. There is this beautiful verse in the Bhagavad Gita, Na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate satah. The real ever exists and the unreal only appears to exist. So the self is already part and parcel of every experience. To detect it, if you want to detect it, just turn inward and acknowledge it. That is the whole point. Vedanta always says that it is in and through the self that anything else is perceived. So this is the way to perceive the self. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.